So yeah, how are you?
Surviving.
Um,
Weird time.
Obviously it's affecting you quite significantly. Like, well, it's
Yeah, I
affecting
feel like we've
everybody,
all
isn't it?
made our peace with it at this point, though. Not that it makes it any better, but it's like it's now this is the normal. So I've kind of like let go of all expectations of what life's going to be like for the foreseeable future. So I'm just like trying to like take in the little good things. You know, like it's a sunny day in Brighton.
So you're in Brighton. You still live in Brighton.
I actually don't. I live in London, but our studio is in Brighton, and it's the only way that we can work. So I just drive down and stay mostly.
Yeah.
I don't know how like not how allowed it is, but it's like it's either that or like Fickle friend stops. So
Well, exactly. You just have to do whatever you need to do as long as you
I don't
do
think I'm
what's
not endangering anyone by
no.
sitting in my car. So I think I'm all right. Well, it's
Brilliant.
just the two of us currently in the studio. It's kind of that's been the setup for like the whole lot of last year.
So you've just released Weird Years EP.
Yeah, season one. So the first part.
Season one. Was it always the plan to do that? Well, before lockdown happened, was it always a plan to?
Absolutely not.
No.
No, it was a plan made out of kind of necessity. We were working on a record. First lockdown happened. We were like, we didn't really know what was going to happen. We knew that probably we wouldn't be able to go on a tour or release the album the way we wanted to. So we thought we'd break it up into parts, and it would buy us a bit more time to kind of put a bit more thought into everything and try and make each part of it a little bit more like engaging with like all the assets and videos and online stuff, because it's like what else is there to do besides exist online with your music at the moment. So
Yeah.
that's why we came up with the idea of breaking it into seasons and doing it bit by bit.
And so, what will be the plan then going forward?
So season 2 will be out imminently. That's following up, and that's taking us to the album, but at this point we're just plowing onwards regardless now.
When did you record the song for the particular EP?
We kind of we as we write we record it. That's kind of how we work. It's kind of they've all been in the works for like since last year, like the whole of the beginning of last year. We already had a couple of the songs like in demo form just from like writing, so it was more kind of like polishing and finishing stuff off up until first lockdown happened. We literally do everything in house now, so it's just working bit by bit,
Yeah.
working on the production. Yeah.
Is that Jack's studio?
Well, it is his studio, but it's the Fickle Friends studio, really. It's where I'm sat outside. I'm sat outside the door right now because we've just started writing
Right.
something.
Okay. So you're basically able to go in and do whatever you want, whenever you want, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Tell me how you feel like this is, how the band has changed musically and production wise since the album came out a couple of years ago. You Are Someone Else.
I think it's just like our tastes, and also like Jack's production has also gotten so much better. And with You or Someone Else, we were kind of, major label vibes being shopped around loads of different producers, lots of kind of a mishmash of sounds and ideas going on. And it was always based off of the demo that obviously Jack creates. So I think it's just a little bit more thought out and consistent now.
Yeah.
Like sonically, they're all kind of they're different, but it's like the same palette just because it's coming from one person as opposed to like six.
When he called it Weird Years, is that in relation to lockdown?
It's everything, yeah. It's ever since we put out You Are Someone Else, and we carried on, did the tour, did the American tour, came away from that, and we're like, we're going to take a year off to write album 2, take a bit of chill time. As soon as we were ready to like come back, the pandemic happened. So it was kind of like when we were thinking about the concept of this record, I was like, all we kept saying was like, oh, it's been literally the weirdest couple of years, because
Yeah.
it's like we've been so used to being on the road and like always the stuff in the diary, there's loads of stuff going on, and suddenly it's like there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's weird. It just feels so weird.
Have you managed to do anything in terms of performance at all? Any streaming shows or anything of that nature?
Yeah, in the summer we did Abby McCarthy did something called Unity Festival, and that was with can't remember. It was basically an online music festival which we played, which was really fun. We had to kind of all like record our bits in our own bedrooms and like piece it all together. It was really cool actually. And literally as soon as Weird Years came out, the night after it came out, I did like a Zoom gig. It was just me and a piano, but I kind of like invited fans to join this like chat group, and then they posted the Zoom link, and it was a really beautiful evening. It was really nice. I like played through the EP and we just chatted, and then I played it all again. Yeah, it was nice.
Has there been the possibility, or is there the possibility of doing any shows like socially distant shows or small outdoor events or something like that? Or
there's a lot of chat about it.
Yeah.
And the plan is to book, 3 decent sized socially distanced gigs in for kind of the near future, but it's like no one knows what's going on, no one knows what's going to happen. Like you can start penciling the stuff in, you can book it and you can be hopeful, but you've kind of just got to be aware that things are going to probably end up moving or being rescheduled or whatever.
It's almost impossible to plan, isn't it, at the moment, in terms of...
It sure is, yeah. So
yeah. Just a bit of backstory, if that's all right, for those who are not familiar with you. You've been going for a few years now. You got signed to Polydor, released the debut album, which came out a couple of years ago, and that made the top 10, I believe.
It did. Yep, number 9.
Which is a fantastic achievement, I think. Really well done.
We were very shocked and pleased.
Were you really shocked?
Absolutely, yeah. It was literally like we would have been over the moon with like a top 40, do you know what I mean? Or the top 100. And
yeah,
when the midweeks came in and our manager was like, oh, like, you could get a top 10. I thought he was joking. It kind of just happened on its own accord, and like we started playing shows, and I think for me anyway, I just loved that like complete thrill of being on stage and people being there, and people started telling. I just liked the whole thing of like making t-shirts and organizing stuff and making dumb videos and making the music. It was all just like such like crazy fun to me.
yeah.
I think really it was just like, how long can I keep having fun for? And it just started to kind of grow, I guess.
I remember I saw you at this festival in Preston Park, Together the People. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
2016, 15.
Yeah, I think probably 2016.
Yeah.
I remember the show. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I had no expectations whatsoever. I remember somebody recommending you, really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of energy on stage. If you met somebody and they didn't know who you were or anything, how would you describe your music to them?
I'd call it like indie pop for festival stages. Do you know what I mean? It is indie pop, but it's definitely more in the pop realm of things. It's a little bit kind of synth poppy. When we think about music, I always imagine playing it on a festival stage and having people dance and lose their minds, and that's kind of what Fickle Friends is about.